My big problem now is all of these little holes are all going to have to be drilled out. So, big problem there is choosing the right size drill bit. I guess I could refer to the old board over there. And yeah, that's going to be a job. So I installed these and they looked okay. Everything looked okay. I installed them and this one consistently jammed down. So I had to pop it out, and I took a 16th inch drill bit, took it down each of the 10 slits here, and I put in my tester and made sure that it would pop up properly. So I put this one in and it's popping up perfectly. This one's working well as well. So that is done and I'm happy with that. Now I also put in this bar around the back, and required putting in a number of things into 1, 2, 3, 4 items. They all go into T-nuts underneath, and mostly they went in well. This one, the second bolt would not go in, and I worked at that for about 20 minutes and finally figured out the T-nut was just off center. It wasn't tilted just right, so I gave it one little tap with a hammer and then it went in just fine. Now there are 4 items that are just screwed into the wood, and I thought, well, I'll try putting one in without drilling a hole. So I tried putting this one in without drilling a hole. It tore a little section out of the clear coating. So yeah, I can't do that. I'm going to have to always drill these. Now I've got a drill bit which is just short of an 1/8 of an inch bit. Oh, I don't have that bit here with me, but I think it's 7/64. Probably an 1/8 inch would be good, but I wanted something just slightly less so that it would have a bit more bite. And marked off the drill bit at just under 1/2 inch. I think it was about 15/16 of an inch, so that I don't go through the other side. And the other 3 went in perfectly. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do with each hole. Each hole is going to have to be drilled out and the screw put in. I put the screws in by hand after I drilled them out. And I like to do that. I feel I have more control over it. But there's an awful lot. We'll see how it goes. This is interesting. They've added these 2 holes here, and those are in the original board as well. Those holes are to just make space for a couple of nuts that, a couple of bolts that hold the outhole kicker in place. Except the outhole kicker goes on top of the playfield, and these are drilled part way through the bottom of the playfield. So I'm going to have to drill those all the way through, I guess. So I put in some of these wire guide rails, and they have gone really well. That's a 3/32 inch hole, so you have to drill those out. They are just too small as they are, so drill them out 3/32 of an inch. You should have no problem. Now this business went in really well. I should have known something was wrong. I followed their dimples because they seem to be in the perfect spot, and everything fit and everything worked really well. And unfortunately it's about 1/8 of an inch too far over here, which means when I try to put the apron on, it is not centered properly. And another thing, this is so close here to the edge, there's no room to maneuver. You have to take the apron, and there are a couple metal pieces you have to fit it under, but there's no room to slide it forward before you slide it back and certainly not on this side. So on this side I was able to figure out, okay, I'll be able to slide the apron forward and back with the tab under there. Here I'm taking some really tight measurements to see if I can just get maybe 1/8 of an inch underneath the tab, because I just can't push it forward that much. Can't push it forward against this in order to push it back under the tab. So we'll see how I do. Okay, that worked. So I've got the that little metal strip in just the right spot there. When I put this in, it comes down right in front of it, and then when I tighten these screws here and here, well, this one in particular pulls it back underneath the little metal strip. And same over here, I can fit this one under the metal strip, tighten this, and it pulls it even further. So it's all good. Let's see. It doesn't 100% line up with the orange line here. It's it's a bit past the orange line here. It's a bit short of the orange line over here. But nobody's going to notice that during the game. Okay, I figured I should show you one of these. So this is my 3/32 inch bit, and I'm going to do these 4 holes here to put the wire guides in. And make sure you know what's on the other side, that you're not drilling through a Yoppsicle or something. And yeah, try not to drill more than 1/2 inch. So I've got this taped off at 1/2 inch. Okay, and 3/32 just isn't big enough for the posts, so I'm going with 7/64 to drill these 2 holes. Okay, and I'm going to put these in. Wire guides go in, and I have a 1/2 inch block here I can put underneath there. Okay, there, that's a 1/2 inch all the way across. Do the other one. Get in place. Get the block in there. There. And just slide that out. Okay, good. Now we want to put the posts in place. Now I have, the original posts were 1 1/8. I have those for the front and back. For this middle side one, I've replaced them with with 1-inch posts. I just bought a great big bag of 1-inch posts because of what happens here. You see there's this screw, if that's 1 1/8, that screw will be constantly rubbing against the backside of the plastic. So a slightly smaller. Put that in place. And that, yep, 7/64 is working a lot better. I did the one on the other side with a 3/32 hole, and it was really tough to finish off. Yeah, that's in good. This one's going into a T-nut, so it should go in easily. Get it started there. I think I gotta do a bit more by hand. It's pretty loose. There we go. Let's see, get down there. Finish tightening it. And there we go. This post will go in here. Okay, finish that off later, and put on new 2.5-inch rubber on that. So the top is completely populated now. No real surprises. Well, this was fun. This piece here has a T-nut on the bottom, and it was the wrong size, so I had to take that T-nut out and then drill it a bit larger, but of course I couldn't get at it with the drill, so I had to take the entire pop bumper out, and that was fun. But everything else went reasonably well. These Jenga stacks I have everywhere I have them over here, I have them over here. They were fun to put in place, but got that all in, not too bad. And I have to go back under the Playfield. All of these switches here for the slingshots and for the rebound here and here, I've not put them in yet. Everything is so sensitive just to position. Just everything has to be within 1/8 of an inch. So I didn't want to put those in until I had the rubbers in, so I could tell precisely where I want those switches to be. So I'll get those done. And what else? I'm going to have to replace these pop bumper bodies. They're very badly cracked, and so I've got an order in for that. So I'm not going to put the wires in here for the lights until I get that. And I need to do the flippers, get the flippers in. That's not too tough. So, yeah, tomorrow. I've already put in an hour shoveling, so shoveling the snow every day is my alternate hobby. Okay, so take a look at that tomorrow. So I replaced 10 of these posts. the tall red posts with short red posts. 10 of them. Now I had, what have I got here? 12 nuts left over. How can I have 12 nuts left over? I don't know. I know where a couple of them came from, and I replaced a few nuts with locking nuts, but not that many. And I've got, I think, 12, also 12 of these hexagonal screws left over. Why? I don't know. How can I have missed putting in that many? I don't know. I replaced a couple, but not 12. Anyway, I'm not sure how the numbers work out there, but nothing's falling apart. So just put in all the slingshot switches and all the rebound switches, and guess what? There were 7 of them, and they took 2 screws each, so that was 14 of the 12 screws. So I needed to find 2 more screws, and that makes sense because 2 screws broke during the process. So yeah, the head just snapped right off them, and I always tighten everything by hand. So and I have no idea why those screws just the head snapped off like that. But anyway, that is all in place. I've got the flippers installed, and I have a bit of soldering to do. Replace a light and connect up the outkicker. So I better get on that. Okay, so everything is installed. All of the switches are all finalized. I'm pretty sure when I turn it on, every single switch is going to need adjustment, but that's okay. The pop bumpers are not finished. I'm waiting on some new pop bumper bodies, and also I did not put the wires through here because I think the holes that the wires go through are in the wrong place, so I may have to re-drill those before I'm done. But I'm going to wait till I get the new bodies. I've got new little centers for them as well. We'll see if things work out better with some new parts. But so everything's installed. I've checked all the wiring. It doesn't look like I got any short circuits, so hopefully not. I'm going to turn this on now. I've pulled the wires up and I've put them in place, but I have not connected them yet. I'm going to try turning it on without connecting it, and then I'm going to try turning it on with the everything connected, but the fuse, Playfield fuse, taken out, so that the 42 volts from the pop bumpers don't affect anything. I'm just going to see how that works, and if that goes well, then maybe we'll put the fuse in and see if the whole thing is working. With the 6 wires for the pop bumpers just loose down below, I've taped them all off, so don't worry about that. And okay, I think we're ready for some testing. Here's another thing I'm going to have to change. I've got a Yoppsicle under this light, and it shows quite easily. You can see it as you're playing, and it just shines right through there, so I haven't even got it turned on, and it's shining through there. At some point I'm going to have to replace that with a bulb, I suppose. So it's plugged in, all the lights are working, all the switches are working. Had to adjust a number of them, but they are all working now. I've not tried the solenoids. I want to wait till I've got the pop bumper wires secured inside the pop bumpers, and I can't do that till tomorrow because I'm getting some replacement pop bumper pieces. So we'll hopefully get to that tomorrow. I bought this new set of plastics many years ago, and I never used it. I was never very happy with it. The colors, well, it was very dark blue. It was almost a purple. It's not really showing up here. It looks fine on the camera. In person it's kind of purpley, And I don't know, I used the clear plastics, I never used the replacements, so you can see the difference. The old one is kind of a teal color, the new one is a very dark blue, dark purpley blue. Anyway, I've put them in. I'm going to try living with them for a while and see if I get used to them. And yeah, just see how that goes. I like the ones on the back, the Star Trek at the head of the game. That's much better than the old ones. The old ones were kind of warped. I've tried to flatten them a few times and never really happy with the results. So this is the new part I've been waiting for. The primary part I've been waiting for. The thumper bumpers. And you can see the old ones, the thumper has taken its toll, hitting the side of this for 40 years, and all three of them are all cracked right through like that, so we've got some brand new ones. We'll put those in place. Now there's always something to slow me down. This I cracked it getting out, but I've got new ones. But that goes in there. The bolts go down through here, and the wires come through these holes here. And the wires go through these holes, and then through these holes. But these holes don't line up. If you look through there, you just see wood through both of those holes. And so I thought, well, they must have drilled these holes in the wrong place. But then I went to the old board, and it has the exact same problem. So I don't even know how this worked in the old board. The wires must have come out and crossed over above the wood and then come through these holes, which is bizarre, because I was trying to poke the wires through, and there's no way you're getting the wires through there. So the only thing I can think to do, well, either I have to do the same sort of thing, have the wires bent underneath this, or I have to drill a couple new holes. I think I'm going to be ending up to drill some new holes. But yeah, and the new ones are exactly the same, and the old board is exactly the same. So I don't know, has anyone ever noticed this, that these wire holes don't line up? Is it just on the Star Trek? Did they get these in the wrong place, or is it every pinball machine is like this? I don't know, very strange. I got those new pop bumper bodies all put together, and that went not too badly. I did have to drill out the holes. I did not have to drill new holes for the wires, because the old holes were close, but and I couldn't actually drill a new hole because they were that close. But I was able to drill into the old holes, and therefore could get the wires through. So if anybody's ever noticed that, let me know, because that seems very strange that nobody's ever mentioned that before, and it's on two of my, well, my Bally Star Trek and my replacement Bally Star Trek are exactly the same. The holes just were in the wrong place. Anyway, pop bumpers are in. I've been adjusting switches all afternoon, and everything's working pretty well. I have a little ways to go on it. And here's all the parts I have left over. So these two bulbs are actually fire bulbs I bought to put in here. The Playfield, the replacement Playfield, the nacelles here are hollowed out underneath, so you can put a couple of lights in there. So I bought these fire lights to put in there. I haven't exactly figured out how I'm going to do that, if I'm just going to attach it to GI lights, or I could put them in as switched illumination. There are two unused lights, so I could wire that into them. And I still have all these, what have I got? 4 locking nuts and 8 non-locking nuts. Now I know I replaced a few nuts, so but maybe 2 of them, and then there's a couple that came off of one of the pop bumpers. I don't know why they were on there, probably to fix some problem with the old pop bumpers. But that still leaves about 8 nuts that did not get back in the machine. I have no idea where they go.
Fully operable, Scotty? Yes, sir.
But it is fully operable, so not going to worry about that till something falls apart. So you're probably wondering what happened to that corner-to-corner wobble. It would wobble from top right to bottom left. Now, the way it works, this is very tight down here, but it still has a ways to go down here. It got better with the side rails, it got better with some weight on it, it got better putting it into the cabinet, but it still is a bit high there. But fortunately, when you put the locking bar on, and you push it down, it takes it the rest of the way down, and that locks it into place. So there is no wobble. I didn't have to do anything. I had all kinds of plans. I was going to drill some holes in the side here and fit something in there to hold it down, some sort of a peg, but unnecessary. The locking bar does it all by itself. So not optimal. I wish it didn't have that wobble, and you do have to press the bar down before you lock it into place, but once it's locked in, it holds everything down. So, lessons learned. This project took me about 3 weeks. I wasn't trying to set any speed records, but if you've never done this before and you're not working at it full time, count on it taking at least 2, maybe 4 weeks. The side rails did not line up with the pre-drilled holes in the playfield. If I had it to do over again, I think I would fill in those holes with toothpicks and wood glue, re-drill them, and make sure they were precisely fitted along the sides. Drill pilot holes for all your screws. If you don't, you're going to snap off at least a few screw heads, leaving the screw body irretrievably embedded in the game board right where you need to drill another screw. Don't trust any of the screw placement markings on the bottom of the playfield. They were generally not even close to where they needed to be. Place the pieces where you want them, mark them, drill a pilot hole, and screw them in place. But know that even after you've carefully aligned everything, the pieces are going to shift when you tighten them. As little as 1/8 of an inch is going to make the difference between a part that functions flawlessly or jams constantly. Maybe people better than me can do better, but be prepared to have to move pieces after you've screwed them in place. Far more useful than the markings was the old playfield. Several times I went back to the old board, found the old holes, measured their distance from some landmark, and used that to fit the pieces on the new board. Many times I went back to the old board, fitting a piece on it to see how it was supposed to fit. Don't forget to use the old board as a guide to fitting pieces on the new board. I never used the rust removal product. Only a couple of pieces had any rust on them at all, and they were the L brackets to attach the apron, so no one's ever going to see them or care. The simple green, on the other hand, was very useful and worked well. I used it with a plastic brush or sometimes a metal brush, and everything looked great afterwards. Take lots of photos. Take photos of everything, before, after, and while you're taking them apart. Don't think that you'll never find what you're looking for in all those photos. You will. Too many times I found myself looking through every photo, knowing I didn't take a picture of what I needed, but hoping I might just find it on the edge of some other photo. But having said that, the most useful photo I took was of the entire underside of the playfield before removing anything. I looked at that photo for almost every part. So, this is where I would normally suggest playing a game. However, out of respect for the old playfield, please enjoy this slideshow from the thing you just watched.
Difficult to see. Always in motion is the future.